I hate doing this. It feels like it's lazy, low-hanging fruit. But again, we're stuck in that same place between does Brad know what he's doing with the rotations, or or can he be blamed for it? Because no matter who you put in, you're always playing roulette here. As you mentioned, he tried Semi to start. I'm going to be baffled by this from the end of time. I hate making the game about it, but like, you could not have had a better stage to start Rob Williams tonight than has ever existed.
Here we go.
Theis didn't play poorly. I'm just so confused that it didn't happen. I'm confused by the Semi start, even though I thought that's what
Theis was really good tonight.
I'm confused by Teague playing more than Pritchard. I'm confused right now. Like, I don't know what's happening.
We all thought Rob was gonna. I was like, Rob's going for
Tristan
30 minutes tonight. Yeah. Nope, 21. Like,
Rob plays a perfect game. Stevens is basically like, I obviously have to start playing him more. And again, he played him fine, but I tweeted this half jokingly. We're in the same position. Rob passed Grant Williams in minutes somewhere late in the fourth. Like, what are we doing? I'm not. And it was, Bobby, what bothers me more is, it became the same thing as before. It's that cowardice. We can't possibly play Rob against Gobert. He waited till Gobert went to the bench and Favors came in, and then he brought him in. Are we afraid to play him? I don't. That's more what I mean. It's not that Theis doesn't deserve his minutes. Theis played well in the first half. I just don't understand. Is Brad still afraid to play him at times? I mean, it was literally the second Gobert went out and Favors came in. They're like, okay, now it's safe to play Rob until the fourth.
I don't think it's about being scared. I think it's about maximizing the minutes that you have him out there. And we're going to do the same thing again and again. I think he's playing the perfect amount. You get 7 to 10 out of him. You have 14 points, 9 rebounds, 2 blocks. You can't be happy with that. You can't be happy with him closing the game as he did for the
Why would you be happy that a guy who plays so well when he's in there plays fewer minutes than he could be playing? Why is that something that makes you happy?
It doesn't make me happy. I just think it's the reality.
Doesn't make me happy. You just asked me if I'm happy. I'm not happy, Bobby.
I'm happy he's closing.
Bobby.
That's all there is to it.
Theis was really good. I wouldn't say he was
15 and 11.
I care more about him closing than starting. But
15, 11, 6, minus 12.
The starting thing's so ceremonial. That there'd be high fives across Celtics Nation if you just got the start.
It's not about starting. It's about getting more minutes because you're starting and putting him up against other premier talent in the NBA to see how he's going to do.
And it went okay. You know, he got the block on Mitchell. He was
playing with the first unit.
Right.
He gets to do it in crunch time, though, which is what really should matter to you guys.
And that's when they made their run there.
So if he's good enough to play with them in crunch time, why can't he play with them before crunch time? Why are we waiting until 4 minutes left?
Look, I know he's improved, and we've been talking about it for the last 3 weeks, obviously, but I mean, John, don't you get a little worried that he's just like 2 quick fouls away from that first quarter from seeing the bench? Like, honestly, a lot of the time I just feel like, you know what? I'm with you. I want to see him continue to get reps with that starting unit, but I think it's way more important at the end of games, especially against teams like this, someone like Gobert. I thought that was really important for him to get those reps in, win or lose. I think those reps go a long way. And I'm
one
with you
foul tonight.
The starting with Starters, yes, he has to get more reps in with those guys.
I'm surprised.
The rotation's so tight right now. He's going to be out there with Brown. He's going to be out there with Tatum. And we do this every night, which is what frustrates me. He's not the reason they're winning or losing these games. He's contributing. He's playing really well. I think he's playing the right amount. And if you push it up to 30 here, does it flip the game? I mean, maybe.
Maybe. And again, I'm not making it all on Rob. I am confused again what's happening here, because again, it was the couple things you don't like seeing is that stint where he comes in just with the bench guys. He was avoiding Gobert, actively avoiding Gobert. I mean, it was Favors went to the scorer's table, Rob got up. So obviously, again, there's a hesitation. It's very I don't get that. And when on a night where Tristan is out, you're like, great, this is perfect. They're only going to play the two bigs now, and you give Grant 18 minutes, and I just don't fully get it. Right. That's all. I don't get it.
Right. Well, we just who was it? Sherrod on the last show.
I'd rather Theis get him. Anyway, yeah. Go ahead, Bob.
Well, he said on the last show, like, maybe it's better that Brad just stick with two bigs per game, and one guy gets the short end of the stick, and then he has the perfect opportunity. Brad has the perfect opportunity tonight to, lean on Theis and Rob, as the only two really healthy big guys. And like you said, Johnny, he goes and he throws Grant in there for 20 minutes or whatever it was, and
Grant was playing
throws them all off,
And this is why I'm advocating for a trade.
You might need it at this point. I mean, this is again the conundrum. It's just like I said, is on this night following Rob is not the reason they won or lost tonight. We don't know. I don't think so. That's not why I'm bringing it up. It just seemed like coming off that game, and the way he played, and Gobert, and a good matchup that you thought, okay, let's see what his athleticism can do here with Gobert. Let's get him. This would be a great opportunity. Then Tristan gets COVID. It just seemed like all the planets were aligned here to make this happen. It just didn't happen. So it's disappointing because this would have been, as Joe Sway mentioned, a good showcase, a good opportunity to run there. In general, that second unit and that bench was bad. So when Rob was out there wasn't a lot going on at that time. Smart didn't have a great game himself. So just kind of, and he was still making the most of his minutes. I'm not putting this game on Williams at all. I was surprised that this was how he was used.
No, and it doesn't have to happen so fast. If we look at his collective last month now, and I know Jay King put this stat out there on Sunday, like 17 per 36, 13 rebounds, 5 blocks over the last 4 weeks rather. Like, he's playing outstanding right now. I just give him credit for what he's doing right now. I think he's helping the team in a substantial way.
14, 9, and 2 over 22. It's the same thing. Same numbers.
They're going to start ticking in the right direction. I think he's in a great role to succeed right now, and he's doing it every single night, which is important. So, like, just because we see the success doesn't mean it has to shoot right up to 30 and put him in more minutes.
Bobby, we've been having this conversation for like 2 months, though.
Right.
Like, that's the point. Like, we know it's not going to happen overnight.
Let me ask you this question. Bobby, if you could trade for a center on your team right now, who averaged 18, 13, and 4 and played 36 minutes a game, don't you think that guy would make the team better?
I think so, but we had this conversation yesterday. Would he actually put that out there over those minutes?
I don't know, but he did it. If you do the math, somebody at home do the math here and extrapolate this over 36, it'll be the same freaking numbers. If he does it every night, it's not like he has one game where he has 22 and 20 and then another game. Every night, this is basically his line. It's like 14, 10, and 2 over 20 minutes.
Right.
Every night. Why do you think it wouldn't work over 30? What would happen in those next 10 minutes? He would just
So if you play,
he would take a nap out there.
He'd just be like, I'm so tired, I can't do this.
I'm over my minutes. I'm
his knees just give out.
It's like the battery run low.
Now that I look at the math tonight, it wouldn't be too hard to put up 4 and 4
Again,
over the next 14.
No one's expecting him to average the per 36 numbers. It's just an indication of how well he's played with the limited minutes. So it kind of makes you wonder, okay, well, what could this guy give us if he played 5 more minutes a game instead of, 20 minutes, he's paying 25, right? So that's what those numbers are there to tell you.
That whole concept of him being on limited minutes, I hate.
I think it's true.
Player.
Bobby, this was decided last show, Bobby. It's so fraudulent.
At least say 25 plus.
Sherrod did it again tonight. He did it again. It's not the hip, it's fear, it's trust. He did the same exact thing he always does. Brad, that is, which is he was afraid to play him against Gobert, so he waited till Favors got up, went to the scorer's table, and as soon as he did, Rob got up too. For the first 2 rotations. Gobert played 7 minutes. They overlapped for about 30 seconds in the first stint and not at all in the second. The second Gobert went out, Rob got up again. And then he played against him in crunch time a little bit, but the first 2 shifts Rob got in there, he did not see Gobert.
I hate that.
I hate that.
Favors is such a worse matchup.
You guys just think they're making up an injury because they want to play him less.
No, I think that some injuries are convenient umbrellas for you to make rotation decisions.
Exactly.
That there's medical data that can back up your assertion, but if let's say this were the playoffs, and you guys do this all the time. If it were the playoffs, he'd be out there doing X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3. I think that's kind of what we're seeing with Rob. That if this were like a must-win game and there was a matchup that they felt Rob could win for them, he'd be out there playing more minutes.
It's a comfort thing.
It is. I mean, let's face it. Daniel Theis, Tristan Thompson, those are Brad's snuggies. He loves them in the middle. They make it feel nice and warm and fuzzy. And Rob, sometimes you feel nice and warm and fuzzy. Sometimes he rubs you the wrong way.
Rob's a wild card.
Yeah. I love that about him now.
It stresses Brad out a little bit. You know, he doesn't need that in his life. So he sticks with his Thompsons and his Theises.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I like what you said about Theis because that's going to be the dilemma down the stretch. You don't think Daniel Theis is looking at Brad at that 1 minute mark, being like, things could be different right now if I was in there that whole time. I mean, you have to feel that way if you're Theis, right? You've held this spot down for a while here, and you're balling out. You're also playing at a high level.
Yeah, like Daniel Theis will, take you out to a nice dinner, have you home by 8 in time for curfew. But Rob Williams, like, you're going out with him, like you're out all damn night. You don't know what's gonna go down, but you might have the time of your life. But Brad,
I did not know where you were going to go with that, Jimmy. And I'm glad you went where you did because I was going somewhere completely. You said nice dinner back home by 8. I had a completely different alternate reality.
Whatever your interpretation of the night of your life is what Rob might give you, but some people aren't ready for that.
I'm gonna give you the night of your life. That's what Rob says.
Yeah.
And Brad is like, no, I just want to go to bed. Yeah, exactly.